I think drinking a glass of milk, pretty gross as an adult, but
I mean, if you're like having it with cookies, having it with brownies, fine.
I guess.
But like a glug, 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 I'm a growing boy.
Welcome to When Harry Dumped Sally. I'm Tess Menzies.
I'm Natasha Vinnick.
This is a podcast where we watch a rom-com, talk about the main relationship in the rom-com, and decide how long the couple or couples are going to stay together after the credits roll.
And who breaks up with who and how come? I forgot that there were couples.
Yeah. It's a thing we do.
Yep, it is a thing.
And today we watched Some Like It Hot. This is our June Patreon pick. Ooh, this movie was selected by Dan. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Dan,
for requesting this movie. If you want to request movies as well, you can join our Patreon.
Yes.
Link in bio, etc.
Probably.
Probably a way to find it.
Yeah, there's going to be a way somehow, some way.
Our log line, it's a 1959 film.
Our oldest film yet.
Our oldest film yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's after two male musicians witness a mob hit, they flee the state in an all-female band disguised as women, but further complications set in.
And it's set 30 years prior.
Yes, set in 1929. Neither of us had seen this.
No.
I'm going to be honest, I liked this movie more than I thought I was going to. I was expecting this movie to be like really, really rough.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it didn't have rough moments,
Yeah.
but I thought it was way more entertaining than I expected.
I completely agree. I thought it would also be a lot worse, especially seeing it was 2 hours long. I
Yes,
was like,
we saw 2 hours. We're like, we don't know if there's going to be, it might drag. Mm-hmm. You never know.
And it didn't drag that bad.
No.
It was too long for me, of course, but most things are.
Yeah. I was familiar with this film. We talked about this a little bit in Never Been Kissed. My freshman year homecoming theme was Some Like It Hot.
Oh, what? That just meant you were dressing up like...
Nobody dressed up like anything, but
Okay.
the theme, like the decorations were like old Hollywood, kind of.
This film was black and white, but it wasn't necessarily black and white film time either.
Yeah, we were doing color films. We had the ability.
Yeah.
I think it was still kind of expensive to do, but I also feel like it was set in the 20s, and so that may have been a stylistic choice.
There were two reasons. One is that, and one is that the drag was looking bad in color, I believe.
Oh.
It wasn't reading properly. It looked really bad. I don't know if it couldn't have been Maryland back then. I don't think they gave a shit about what the actors thought back then. You know what I mean? But like they had tried in color and shown some people and they're like, oh yeah, this does look bad. You're right. And they did in black and white because it made the guys read more believable and less the colors.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic dudes dressing up as women, you know. I don't know if this was the first one, but it certainly, you know, sets the stage for Mrs. Doubtfire or like White Chicks, etc.
Yeah. It seems, I don't think it could be the first one. Maybe like, I guess commercially available, big one, maybe, but.
I'm sure, well, I guess, yeah, realistically, we've been doing this since
Forever.
plays
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
So never mind, but it is like, I mean, it's a very famous classic film. Our couples are Sugar, Marilyn Monroe, and Joe, Tony Curtis. I would say they're probably like the main relationship. And then we also have Osgood, Joe E. Brown, and Jerry, Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
And I love them.
I love that. Yep. They're our primary couple, right? We agree.
We agree that that's the main love story in this movie. We'll do Osgood and Jerry, which it ends with, so this whole film, Osgood is courting Jerry. They actually do have some nice times together. I was looking this up, and this movie, while not necessarily a queer movie, and you know, it is 1959, but it was like actually pretty progressive, I guess, for its time. And, you know, that's kind of cute. Yeah. So we end with everybody going away on a boat to go to Osgood's yacht.
Yes.
Osgood and Jerry. Osgood's like, we're getting married. And Jerry's like, we can't get married. He's listing all of these reasons as to why. And then finally pulls off the wig and is like, because I'm a man. And Osgood goes, well, nobody's perfect. He's ready.
He's so ready.
I'm like, there's part of me that thinks that Osgood knew the whole time and was just like, I don't give a shit.
Super possible. Osgood's a wacky character.
Yeah, Osgood
I like him.
is insane.
Yeah.
But how long do we think? Are we ready for a 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, 5 minutes. I knew you were gonna do forever, and honestly, I'm on board for it. I'm on board, but I also like Jerry's piecing the fuck out. I think Osgood's ready for forever. I think Jerry, he hasn't come to terms with the fact that he might be a little bit queer.
Yeah, it's true. I think he's gonna like the money. They have so much fun tango.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to tango and have a lot of money.
Yeah. This is our
Do you
biggest
think-
range yet, I think. 5 minutes to forever. That's a first.
Listen, I really love them, and I thought they had so much fun together.
They did.
And I think that culturally, 1929 though is rough.
Yeah.
Like
They can't be
they
married.
cannot get married
But
legally.
that doesn't mean they can't be together forever.
Of course.
And if they're not going to get married, he's not going to get a settlement if he divorces. He could just be with him forever, live the life he always wants to live.
Yeah. I think this is great, but I think that it would require some like
Work
acceptance
emotionally. Yeah.
from Jerry that I don't know that any man is doing in 1929.
No, probably not.
And especially if you were a man who was like on the queer spectrum, like more bi,
Yeah.
I don't know that you would be able to address that. I think it would be very hard to do in 1929.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, I think if you were fully gay, you would just have to figure that out.
Yes.
And it would be very hard.
But this thing's a little bit
This
more
is a little
confusing.
more confusing, but Osgood's ready.
Osgood's so ready.
Osgood's down for forever, although he has had like
7 or
8 marriages, but they were all to women.
Yeah, so this
He
is
just
gonna be
needs
different.
Jerry. It's gonna be different.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be different for him.
Okay, 5 minutes to forever.
Yeah, listen, whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. Who cares?
Good range.
I like the idea of forever.
Same. At 5 minutes, I understand. I really do.
All right, let's do Sugar and Joe.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it's another, she keeps talking the whole time. She likes shitty saxophone players, and
Yes.
Joe is a shitty saxophone player. And I do think that they both had some learning when they were dressed as women of like the female experience.
Yeah.
I don't know that they internalized any of that learning or
Yeah.
became better people for it.
Yeah, I don't think it was a long enough or effective enough, or they could like come to conclusions enough in the right ways.
Yeah.
And if anything, I could see them being like, well, I was a woman, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know? I also think the reason she doesn't like saxophone players is because they always do this thing where they, whatever, take her money, lose it on the whatevers, and end up with another woman. And I think that is what our guy's going to do all over again.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense. And neither of them have enough of the lifestyle they're hoping each other to have.
Yes.
So-
She wants to be with a rich man, and
Yeah.
honestly, go get it, girl. You're Marilyn Monroe.
Exactly.
Like, gorgeous. Get your wealthy man.
Do it.
Don't be with Joe.
No.
You deserve better.
So much better.
All right, we start off. Grumpy men in car is what I wrote. It's mob guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're being chased by the cops. They have a casket in there that we find out is full of whiskey. It's Prohibition era.
In Chicago.
In Chicago. 1929.
1929. Chicago.
And they're going to a mortuary that's actually a speakeasy.
Yeah. And the guy who's there is named Mr. Mozzarella, and I can't tell if that's a joke or racist or what's going on.
Mr. Mozzarella.
Oh, it's me, Mrs. Prosciutto. We make it a sandwich.
That's how all Italian is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. And the head of like the cops or something has gotten a tip off for the place. They're there. Everybody like at this place drinks coffee.
Yes.
They order coffee, but
They only
it's
serve
actually
coffee, and it's like Scotch coffee, whiskey coffee.
or buttermilk for someone. There's a table of dudes drinking glasses of milk,
Well,
and
it's the mafia guys.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to get in trouble for drinking alcohol if they get caught. Like, what? We're just drinking buttermilk?
gross.
I don't really understand what buttermilk is.
I think it maybe is like a higher fat content.
Higher than whole?
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, no. It's a tangy fermented dairy drink, traditionally the liquid left after churning butter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know about that, but I guess you like cook with, but I think of it as a thing you cook with or like bake with.
Me too.
Yeah. Not a thing that you drink.
No.
But apparently people do. I think drinking a glass of milk, pretty gross as an adult, but
I mean, if you're like having it with cookies, having it with brownies, fine.
I guess.
But like a glug, 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 I'm a growing boy.
I worked with somebody that drank milk just like regularly. An adult man, an executive.
Ew, yucky.
And we would have like company happy hours. It was like startup life, San Francisco, beer on tap, wine in the fridge, and he would have his glasses of milk.
Murderer.
Yeah. Major serial killer vibes.
Yeah.
And everyone would be like, that's weird.
Is he religious?
I don't know. I don't know what his deal was.
Because it's like, okay, fine. You don't drink.
Then
Then drink another normal drink.
Have water. Have
Another
juice,
normal sort
a
of see-through
soda.
drink.
Like,
Glass of milk at a bar?
yeah.
Ugh. That's so scary.
Yeah. So I don't know about this.
That's
but
horrific.
they don't want to get in trouble. Like, they're already breaking the law.
Yeah.
There's probably something where they're like, we know that this whiskey is like not good. It's probably like very high proof. Anyway, the main we find out our main two guys, Joe and Jerry, are in the band that is playing there. Joe plays saxophone. Jerry plays what we found out later, like a specific type of fiddle, but I thought it was like an upright bass.
It looks like an upright bass.
That's
to me.
what I wrote, and then at some point later on, he calls it something else.
But I feel like we hear with the guy who's hiring, they're looking for a bass and a. I feel like I always hear them say they want a bass and a. Whatever the other saxophone.
Maybe that is what, and it looks like an upright bass to me, so I'm down to call
they're
it
just
that.
saying a lot of terms. And
They don't know
gotta
what
go.
the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
They're all drunk off like moonshine
And buttermilk.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it is fermented.
Yeah.
Ooh, boozy milk. So they owe a bunch of money. Joe is like coming up with all these schemes, and he's like, we're going to the dog race. And Jerry's kind of like, no, this is like bad. He's like the more anxious of the two. And Joe has this funny moment. He's like, you got to live your life. Like, we just got to live for the moment, because like, suppose you get hit by a truck. Suppose the stock market crashes. Just 1929. It's about to be the Depression. So they notice the guy who comes in, the place is getting raided.
He starts putting on a badge, and then immediately they're like, all right, we're packing up.
So they start piecing out. Cops come in. They're blowing whistles. It's
Yeah.
real. They're like guns a-blazing, but whistles a-blazing.
Yeah, you gotta have whistles so people
Cops
know.
were all about whistles.
Cops are the original PE coaches.
Yeah. Like, do
Everybody out.
cops still blow whistles? Or are they just like graduated to guns?
I can imagine them blowing whistles in my head, but that seems so silly.
Like
and ineffective.
nowadays, they
all
could
guns.
walk into a place and blow a whistle, or they could
Or
just
they
shoot
could just
somebody.
shoot a bunch of people.
And they've
I think that's what they
decided
do.
shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just need noise regardless.
Yes. And they were like, what if instead of whistles, someone also died?
Yeah.
Could be cool.
Could be neat.
So cops still on their whistle phase though.
Yeah. Back when.
Yeah. Jerry and Joe, they're running away. They're trying to arrest the mob. Yeah.
The mob that's sitting around drinking their buttermilk. The one guy is named Spats, the lead of the mob. And then because he wears these things called spatter dashes, which are those little white coverings over his shoes. And so because of that, everyone calls him Spats. They were originally designed to keep the shoes and socks from mud or rain, but then became like a symbol of wealth and like mobster chic. And that's why everyone calls him Spats, because of his spats.
Mobster chic.
Mobster chic.
Ooh. Okay, Spats.
Yes, Spats.
He's a fashionista.
Yes, he is. Icon.
So our main dudes escape.
Leave, yeah.
And Joe wants to sell their coats. Jerry's like, we're gonna freeze. It's Chicago in the winter,
Chicago.
but it's Chicago in the winter. It's 1920. See?
Yeah, Chicago.
They just lost all their money on a dog race and sold their coats, so now they're cold.
Now they're cold.
Cold and poor. And they're at the like music agency or something where they get work.
It's Sig Polyakov's Bands for All Occasions, a musician placement agency.
Yeah.
This whole time, like, what the fuck's going on in this movie?
I mean, it is very funny. And then I was like, is that kind of how it was in the 20s?
Solid, maybe.
You're like, I'm an actor, and I'll just walk into the actor agency and say, excuse me, do you have a job for me?
And they're like, oh shit, yeah, we need an actor next block.
Go down the block, tits.
But back then, I think there's only so many forms of entertainment, and so music was probably like bigger, you know?
For sure.
So
they're looking for, a job at this place, and Joe hooked up with one of the like secretary ladies and ghosted her.
Nellie. Mm-hmm. And Nellie's like, okay, yeah, I got a job for you guys. Ha 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 ha. Because she knows it's one that they need two girls on. They need a couple girls on sax and bass.
Mm-hmm. It's an all-female jazz band. And Joe's kind of like, oh, Jerry is the one who actually is kind of like, let's do this. And Joe is like, no. And it's because Jerry wants to a little bit.
And he's like, last year we wore bold earrings when they were doing some other thing. And
I really liked it. I felt pretty. And I would like to do it again.
Come on.
It's forever.
Sometimes 5 minutes can feel like forever, though.
You know, when you're with the right person.
Time is timeless.
So they eventually decide that they're going to skip town. Like they're like, because the mob guys are. Maybe they're going. Oh, they find out about a different job, but it's like
job and they need a car. It's 100 miles out, and so they try to like woo Nellie into letting them use her car.
Yes.
And somehow they trick her by almost kissing her. It's very weird.
She is like, oh my God. So they're at this place where the car is, and the mob guys come in. They are mad because Charlie is the person who sold them out. And so they're killing them all.
Yeah.
And then our guys get caught, and they're like, okay, we're going to have to kill you because we can't have witnesses.
Exactly.
And our guys still get away. And then they're like, okay, if we join this band, this all-women band, which is going to be in Florida.
Yes.
And also we'll be dressed up as ladies.
Yeah.
So they say, all right, let's do it.
So they dress up as women, and they're like walking into the
heels.
train.
They're like, this is crazy.
How do women walk in this? And they're like, it's so drafty. They must be catching colds all the time. Like, I feel naked. naked.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But maybe pretty.
Maybe pretty. And then Marilyn Monroe walks by and crazy music's playing in the background. The camera's straight at her butt. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Yeah, and they're like, OMG, look at her.
Like, that's just like Jello on springs. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's on Jello on Springs.
On
see?
Springs, Chicago.
They're going as Josephine and Geraldine, although Jerry doesn't like Geraldine. He was like, use Daphne.
Daphne.
It's I've dressed as Daphne before. I've thought about
I like this one. Yeah, I don't know how it came to be today, but seems appropriate when you think about it.
Yeah, the main woman is kind of like, she's a little suspicious of them. Sweet Sue.
She's in charge.
I kind of thought she would eventually catch them. She doesn't.
She does not.
She's
Because it's all in black and white, so she can't tell.
She can't tell because yeah. And then the guy is kind of like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Girls being girls.
He's like, those are a couple of real women. He says that. You're like, yeah, Beanstalk. So in their train, talking with other women in the seats, and they go to the bathroom, and Marilyn's sitting in there drinking from her flask.
Yeah, and she's like, she plays the ukulele and she sings. She's with the band because she's running away from another saxophone player trying to get out of there.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't have much of a voice, but this isn't much of a band either.
And she's kind of like, oh, I don't want you to think I'm a drinker. I can stop anytime I want to, but I just don't want to.
I don't want to because I drink when I'm blue, and I'm always blue.
She's like, all the other girls drink too, but only I get caught. Jerry's all into her. They're both into her.
Yeah, of course.
And then they're like playing with the girls, and in Jerry's base, there's all the bullet holes.
Yeah, from the shooting they missed.
They're kind of like, what are those holes? And he's like, mice.
Nice. And they're like, okay.
That seems right. Yes.
So they're all playing music, and then
Sugar's doing her little dance, and the flask falls out of her garter. Not a very safe place to keep it, girl. That's why you keep getting caught.
Yeah, especially because she's like, if I get caught once more, they're going to kick me out, you know?
And then Mr. Beanstalk is, whose is this? And Jerry takes the fall for it. And Sweet Sue says, I will not put up with liquor or men.
And they're like, yeah, same, us too.
Yeah, we don't like men. Yeah, they're all hairy and gross, and they only want one thing. And Mr. Beanstalk is like, what the heck? What? When some of us can't grow a beard.
And then it's nighttime.
Yes.
Falling asleep.
And Sugar and Jerry are kind of having a moment, but Jerry's being just one of the girls. Like, he's like, good night, girls. Good night, girls.
Loving saying good night to everyone.
And all the girls are like, ooh, Daphne. Good night, Daphne. And Joe's like, stop it. You're like hitting on these women. And Jerry is, but he's also like, yay, I'm one of the girls. Sugar sneaks into Jerry's bed to say thank you for taking the fall. Sweet Sue's coming around, so she jumps into bed with Jerry, and she's kind of like, oh, you're trembling. Let me warm you up. All just like rubbing his feet and stuff, and Jerry's like, ha ha ha, yeah. Let's have some whiskey. Tries to sneak it out of Joe's bed, falls on the ground, and then other girls are like,
you're making Manhattans?
Oh, I have.
Me too.
Yes, they're all bringing their various alcohol,
into
cheeses, crackers.
And he's in one of those like kind of train tiny bunk beds.
Yes,
like it is.
And
only
all
one
of the girls
sleeping.
are like, let's get into bed together. And I really love like a portrayal of women like this because on one hand it's ridiculous, and on the other I'm like, we are kind of like this. Fun. We are just like having a good time. We're like, come into bed with me, girl. Let's all pile in. You brought cheese, you brought crackers, girl dinner.
And they really did girl dinner. I don't know if this was a thing or if this was a thing because drinking's bad, but they're using the like a bladder as a shaker.
Oh, yeah.
Like a hot water bottle bladder. It's very funny. And we see him drink through it like the whole film.
Yes.
It's very bizarro.
And I think, it's because it's
Prohibition,
illegal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Joe's sleeping through all of this and then kind of wakes up. Sugar comes back with a massive block of ice, which at first I thought was weird, but then she started breaking it up and I was like, oh, I think this is just like what
I don't think they had what we had.
Yeah. They hadn't invented trays yet.
Kind of crazy. It seems pretty easy, but whatever.
And then Joe is kind of like, what's the matter with you anyway? She says, I'm not very bright, I guess.
Dumb, I guess.
I'm just this dumb bitch. I don't know.
She's like, I used to sing with male bands, but I can't afford it anymore because I worked with 6 different ones in the last some years and everything with saxophone players.
And he's like, oh, well, I play tenor sax. And she's like, but you're a girl. Thank goodness. She can't, be with men. They steal from you. It's the same thing over and over again. Like I said, I'm not very bright.
I'm not very bright, but
and
I keep
he's
doing
like,
it.
oh, I love a dumb lady.
Yeah, he does. She's like, I'm just tired of getting the fuzzy end of the lollipop.
Yeah, gross.
And it's just a pop in the floor, and that's why it's fuzzy.
I wasn't sure either, but I'm
so.
like, is it just the stick and you're like sucking on that? Just getting
You
fuzzy.
say like fuzzy. That's how
Kind
I
of like if it starts to like decompose, disintegrate. That's the word.
Even then, I'm not like fuzzy is this sensation.
But yeah, I think maybe
I think it's lollipop
you
on the
drop it
floor.
on the ground, and instead of licking the side that didn't hit the ground, you're like, let me
the
get
fuzzy end.
fuzzy side.
So she's gonna be 25 in June.
Yeah, she says that's a quarter of a century. There's millionaires in Florida.
Yeah.
She's gonna catch herself a guy.
Yes.
As long as he has a yacht, she doesn't care how rich he is.
Exactly.
Get it, girl.
And he wants his own toothpaste. She wants him to have his own toothpaste.
Yes, and she likes men who wear glasses. They're much more sensitive. They get weak eyes from reading.
And then I guess back in the train in the bunk bed.
Yeah, the girls are having.
Daphne gets like hiccups, and so they're like, "Let's rub some ice on her neck."
Yeah.
I've never heard this.
No, that doesn't get rid of hiccups. That's not a good one.
But then it's like affecting Jerry too much, so he like pulls the emergency.
And everybody flies out of the bed. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Then we're in Florida.
Now we're in Florida, and
Florida been a place for old people.
clearly forever.
That's what it feels like, right?
It's just like old people found it and they said, we're never leaving.
We like the one. We're old. We get colds. We need it.
Yeah, I
Something
get
like
it.
that. Yeah.
There's other places. I hate Florida. I'm not a fan. Too humid. Gross.
So I prefer a humid heat over a dry heat any
Yes.
day. And I love like a warm, humid night. And I love Miami.
Yeah.
The rest of the Florida. Conceptually, I'm a little icked out by it.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm a desert girl. I grew up in the desert.
Yeah.
Exact opposite.
Exactly.
I set foot in Florida. Like I don't know. I had to go there, and I was like, "This is the grossest weather I've ever experienced in my life." I hated it. It was nice that the ocean was warm, but then I was like, "And now I'm wet forever." Like I never dry.
And I'm like, I'm wet forever.
I was like, I don't like this. But whatever. The old men are seeing them leave the bus. They're being weird creeps about it.
sure.
And then Sugar is like, let's hope these old men brought their grandsons along. I'm like, just give it the old,
Let's go to the
whatever.
old guy. What are you talking about?
Girl, then he'll die and you'll get his money.
Exactly. Osgood sees Daphne and he's like, oh, I admire a girl with a shapely ankle.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And because he's putting the shoe on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Osgood, what a guy.
What a
We love
guy.
him. Creepy. And
He's like, I was married 7 or 8 times. My mama broke the last one off. She was a contortionist. She could like
Oh, he calls it a bull fiddle. This is when I finally wrote it down what they're calling it.
Osgood's crazy. They called it a bass earlier.
Oh,
with the
okay. This
instrument
is
guy.
Osgood
I think this
saying
is just
crazy
Osgood's
shit. Okay. I promised not to be a naughty boy. How about dinner? Osgood's crazy. He's talking about his mom the whole time.
Lot.
I'm like, why are you listening to your mom, Osgood? You have a yacht and you are old.
You seem old. She seems dead. Like, I'm so confused.
Like,
I guess they were having kids younger back then.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But still, it's crazy.
She's probably very elderly. And
Yes.
he's like, Mama, am I mommy? Can I marry?
Mommy, can I marry this man?
And she's like, I don't fucking know. Oh, yeah. The contortionist could smoke with her toes.
Yeah.
Zowie.
Zowie. The mom broke it off. She doesn't like smoking. So he goes in the elevator with Daphne.
Feeling her up. Jerry's like, what kind of girl do you think I am? Slaps him. And then Osgood's like, okay.
And so everyone gets assigned rooms.
Yeah, Joe and Jerry are together. Sugar's across the hall. And Sugar's last saxophone player got mad that she made coleslaw instead of potato salad.
So he threw it at her.
He threw it at her.
My God.
And like, to be fair, I would prefer potato salad, girl. What are we doing?
Sure.
But
to throw it
to
at her?
throw it. I'm not throwing
Jesus
it.
Christ. The like bellboy guy.
Yeah, the bellboy is hitting on Joe aggressively.
Yeah.
He says, I like him big and sassy.
And Joe's like, I'm not even pretty. And
A lot of men like him big and sassy.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just more women to love.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jerry's kind of like, these men suck. I got pinched in the elevator. Like, I don't want to be a girl anymore.
yeah.
But Joe wants to stay now.
Yeah, and Joe has stolen Beanstalk's clothes or someone's clothes so that he could dress up like a dude.
Yes. All the girls are going swimming. Jerry's like, I want to go. Because he wants to check out the girls, but also he's like, I want to try my swimsuit on.
Exactly. It's so funny.
Yeah, all the girls are running in the ocean. They got their silly swim caps on.
Yes.
I loved that we did this bit. It's very funny.
What a good time. And so during
Sugar is like, oh, Joe dresses up like a wealthy captain so that he can try to seduce Sugar.
Yes.
And Sugar's out in the ocean. She's like, wow, Daphne, you're such a big girl. It's so flat chested.
you missed that.
That's
so funny.
Sugar.
Wow.
She's like, you have such big arms.
Okay, Sugar.
Like, Sugar, calm down. Just because you're Marilyn Monroe, we can't all be Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, you can't say stuff about people.
Joe yells at some child to get off the beach.
And they're playing like volleyball or something at some point.
They're just playing. I really love, like, I don't know. This feels very just like old 1920s. Like we had nothing to do, and it's just like the girls just like tossing a ball in a circle. I'm like, what are we doing?
What else
We
can
didn't
they
have
do?
phones,
No,
you know.
they didn't have phones. Yeah, women aren't allowed to read.
Yeah.
You know.
Just toss a ball.
Toss a ball.
Just be stupid.
Ah.
The ball gets tossed near Joe, and he trips her. Sugar's going after it.
And that's when she like starts talking to him.
And he's doing a crazy accent that's like not really British, but like kind of.
yeah, and he basically tells her he works for Shell Oil.
Yes, he has a yacht.
And
She's like, do you have a wife? And do you play jazz? And he is kind of like, no, I guess some like it hot, but I prefer classical.
I was wondering why they called it Some Like It Hot. I didn't know that we had the line in the movie.
Yeah, this is when it happened. Her parents don't support what she does. And then she's like, I bet you're gentle and helpless because you wear glasses.
Crazy thing to say. He's like, yes, you're right.
Yeah, this is what he's like. I collect shells. That's my hobby. Because like the child he yelled at left his bucket of shells.
And it's a company I work for, and he pulls out a shell.
Yeah, and she's like, Shell Oil. Oh, you must be rich.
And eventually, Daphne.
Yeah, Daphne's obviously pissed about this. Sugar's so excited, and Daphne's like, "No, that guy's bad. Let's go to the room and tell Josephine immediately about this
happening.
guy you met. We should totally tell her."
Yeah.
And they're in the room, and Jerry's like, "I bet she's gonna be here any minute. Let's see." And then opens up the bathroom, and Jerry's in there in the bathtub.
In the bathtub.
Or Joe is there in the bathtub.
Yeah. And later when she leaves, we see that he's like wearing his whole
outfit,
but in the tub soaking wet.
Yeah,
It's very
with
silly.
like a bubble bath so you can't see. She's telling Joe all about it anyway.
Yeah.
And then Osgood is calling the room for Daphne, and he wants her to have supper on his yacht. He wants them to have cold pheasant.
Why is it cold?
Why does it have to be cold?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Buttermilk and cold pheasant?
It generally refers to cooked, chilled pheasant meat or the act of hunting them during the winter. It's a lean, flavorful game meat that tastes excellent chilled in salads.
In a salad, I guess like people have chicken salad.
Yeah. But people are...
They were just eating like drumsticks of this. Like when we eventually see it.
Yeah, it's so
Weird.
weird. I wonder why cold is such a thing. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking freaks.
That's what Osgood's gonna have. He's like, let's go to my yacht. And then Joe is doing some scheme where he's gonna take
the yacht.
And Daphne will be with Osgood on the shore.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jerry agrees to this.
Well, I think Osgood's asked Daphne to dinner. And so since they're going to be in dinner anyway, he knows he's not going to be on the yacht.
Yeah.
I think it's less of an agreement and more like you're doing this. So
Yes. But then Jerry is like as on the beach being like, no, I can't. I'll get sick. I'll throw up. I can't go to the yacht.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, he's
Jerry
part
is
of it.
kind of
It's
helping
true.
Joe out.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is a reason why, but I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
So who knows? But Osgood, sends a giant bouquet of flowers in the middle of the show. They're like
Yes.
performing at dinner.
Yeah.
Bell guy comes over and is being a creep towards Joe and is like, I have access to your room without a key.
Very
Yikes.
creepy. Big yikes.
Don't do that. Joe pretends the flowers are from him
Yes.
Um,
Sugar.
to invite her to the yacht from his fake persona.
A lot of Sugar songs involve a lot of her going deedly dee doop tap tap
This was a lot of like 1920s stuff. I feel like we were
guess
doing
so.
lots of like
It's like almost scat, but not quite.
yeah. And it's very silly.
Yeah.
Joe sneaking out to be the captain, and he, accidentally left his earrings on. Classic. And this is when Osgood's being like, let's go to my yacht. And Joe's like, no, I'll throw up. And so they go dancing instead.
Yeah.
Sugar and Joe are meeting on the boat to go to the yacht. Joe doesn't know how to drive a fucking boat
He does
at
not.
all.
Yep.
He figures out how to put it in reverse, and so he's like, oh, it only goes backwards. We must drive it backwards to the yacht.
It's very silly. They get on the big yacht.
He's kind of like, oh, I've been here before, and what room do you think the dinner would be in, though? Guess.
My staff isn't here, so it kind of confuses me.
Yeah. They're having champagne. She finds out they're alone, and he's like, we're totally safe. There's no icebergs.
There's a joke. I don't know how they're getting to talking about water polo. Maybe she asked him if he does water polo, and he's like, yeah, I tried, but the ponies, they drowned under me. Very silly.
I don't know. I guess like icebergs also, this would have been what? The Titanic probably would have
I think it's a
happened there.
Titanic joke. Yeah, for sure.
And he says he's harmless. Girls leave him cold.
Yeah.
When he's with a girl, it does nothing for him. And she's like, let me try. And he's like,
try.
no. And it's totally the whole thing that it's the dudes being like, I've never come from a blowjob before.
Yeah.
I've never done it before. No girl has. maybe you could.
We're like, I guess you could try.
I guess you could try it, but like
point.
it's literally never gonna happen.
Yeah.
He says the reason that girls do nothing for him is because he went to the Grand Canyon with his girlfriend.
They both had glasses on.
They had their first kiss, and then she fell off the edge of the Grand Canyon and
ultimately
died.
And ever since then, so she keeps like trying to kiss him, and she's like, "Did that work?" And he's like, "It did nothing." She's like, "Let me try it again."
He says he spent 6 months with Freud. He's tried all sorts of therapy. If I wasn't such a coward, I'd kill myself.
Very relatable.
But yeah, they keep drinking champagne. She keeps
like
trying
plying
to
him
kiss
with drinks and telling him to relax, and he's like, "It's like smoking without inhaling." And she's like, "So inhale."
Yeah.
And she just like keeps kissing him.
Jerry's dancing with Osgood. He keeps leading on accident.
But they're having the best
They're having
time.
a great time.
Yeah.
Jerry's loving.
They do the fun rose bit where one has a rose in the mouth and they switch, and then the other has the rose in their mouth.
Yeah.
Such a good time. We're cut back to the boat, and Sugar says something like, "I used to sell kisses for the milk fund."
Yeah.
What?
You got to be drinking your milk.
I
know. And then I was like, is this like when you were an adult, or is this like as a child your family was like, so that we can pay the milkman?
I'm looking it up because I feel like it might be a scary thing.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so too. I used to sell kisses for the milk fund is one of the most famous lines. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Well, the line was used as a hilarious punchline in the film. Milk funds were very real historical charities to provide fresh, safe, and pasteurized milk to impoverished children. And Marilyn Monroe actually did support the milk fund for babies in the 1950s. And that line almost didn't make the screen, but I still don't understand what it. I guess
it's like a kissing booth kind of thing.
It might be a kissing booth thing. Yeah. Weird.
It's the next day. Sugar maybe spent the night, or maybe it's just like early, like it's been kind of, I don't know. Jerry and Osgood are having a great time. They've shut that place down dancing.
Yes.
And it's the next day, and so Osgood's going back to his yacht. They kind of like just in passing switch. So he goes, on his boat, and it's fine. Joe's sneaking back into the room. Jerry is so happy from the night before. He has maracas in bed like for some reason. He's like, he tells Joe that he's engaged. Osgood proposed. They're planning a June wedding.
Yeah, he's engaged. And then Joe's like, "Who's the lucky girl?" And he's like, "I am."
Jerry just wants to be a lucky girl.
I love it.
Joe's like, "You can't marry him. Why would a guy want to marry a guy?"
And he's like, he keeps marrying girls all the time. Why not try a guy? He's like, "I'll just marry him for the security." And they're like, "What are you going to do on your honeymoon?" He's like, "We've been discussing the Riviera, but I say Niagara Falls." And then he reminds him, like, "You're a boy," which is like kind of harkening back on the train where he kept having to remind him that I'm a girl. He's like, I'm a girl. I wish I were dead. I'm a girl." And then this time he's like, "You're a boy." And he's like, I'm a boy. I wish I were dead." And then Sugar comes back and she's like, "Oh,
I met an amazing man. He's going to propose.
It was suicidally beautiful." Then we see Spats is back at the hotel.
The mob guys are there for like a stay. Friends of the Italian opera.
Yes. And so they're on the elevator, are two girls with the mafia people. And one of them's like, "Do you kind of look familiar?" And they're like, "No, we wouldn't be caught dead in Chicago." And so they're packing to go. And Daphne is sad. She's like, "I'll never find a man who's so good to me as Osgood."
Yeah.
And there's a bracelet that Osgood's
has given
diamonds.
Real diamonds.
Yeah.
Sugar comes into the room looking for bourbon.
The Italian Opera Society, I guess, is a front for a mafia meeting.
They're climbing out the window. The mob guys see them.
Yes.
They're like, because, they don't want that to happen. And one of them is like, "Maybe those dames ain't dames." Same faces, finds the instrument, same instrument, sees the bullet holes.
Bullets in it. Yeah. And they're like, "Yeah, we know these ain't mice." And then there's a whole chase scene. We're chasing. And at some point they find themselves under the tables in this like kind of sort of conference room where they've organized all these tables up for the birthday for Spats, the birthday quote unquote for Spats. Turns out it's just to kill him.
Yeah. There's a guy in a cake with a gun.
Yeah.
Our main guy's doing some speech, and then the guy pops out, kills all the Chicago mob guys.
Yeah.
It's cute that the mob does like company retreats, you know?
It's so cute.
Yeah.
Everyone needs an offsite, you know? And so the girls, our main girls, dress up like girls again. And then Josephine goes and sees Sugar singing, and she's so sad because he's ended stuff with her. And he sees her so sad, so he goes and kisses her while he's dressed like a woman. And she's surprised, but now everyone knows that they're not the women.
Yes.
So they all run as they're getting chased to the little boat with Oswald on it. And Marilyn joins them too.
Yeah, they're getting on the boat, and then she comes on her little bike, and she's like, "No, I'm coming with
Me
you."
too.
Wee.
And Oswald's like, "Oh, two bridesmaids, okay."
Yeah, because Jerry's like, "Oh, these are my bridesmaids. They gotta come with me."
And Joe's like, "Sugar, what are you doing?" She's like, "I told you, I'm not very bright."
He says he's a liar and a saxophone player, and she's like, "I don't care." She's like, "Talk me out of it," and he's like, "No." And then Osgood says that Jerry can wear his mother's dress, and Jerry's like, "We can't get married. Here's all the reasons." Osgood's like, "That's fine, and then I'm a man."
Takes off his
Takes
wig.
off the wig. Well, nobody's perfect. The end.
It was good.
It was a great ending.
time. Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a really good ending.
And you know what? Jerry and Osgood,
Forever.
it's forever.
It's forever.
Jerry liked it.
Yeah, he
they're
really
gonna
did.
have a lot that they're gonna have to deal with.
Of course, yes, but
They're cute.
they're cute. They're fine. They have money. Like whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then the other two.
Yeah, not long. A month.
3
months tops.
Yeah.
I agree.
Joe's peacing out at some point.
Oh yeah,
he
he's
didn't
gonna
learn
do his thing.
shit.
He always does. It's bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But happy for Jerry and
Me
Osgood.
too. I love love. I love love.
Thank you so much, Dan, for requesting
thank
this
you.
movie. This has
has
been
been
When Harry Dumped Sally.
Sally.
We're here every Tuesday, and check out our Patreon so you can also request stuff and see extra things.
And see extra things. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.